My goodness. Hi, you guys. I'm Melissa McCarthy. I want to start by saying that I too am extremely grateful to be here at Shaklee. Thank you, Roger. Thank you to the entire corporate team for making this such a valuable proposition and really one that I could not pass up on. Being a part of this wellness movement at a time when it is more important and more relevant than ever, with a brand that is so well established, even though I wasn't personally familiar with Shaklee, once I started to learn and see all that was here, the science, the holistic approach to wellness, the plans for growth, the vision, the way it all already fits into the way that my family is living, it really kept me up at night thinking of all the people in my network who would quickly see the value too, once they knew what was here. I've worked in this industry for 14 years, and I was fortunate enough to have built a large organization at my previous company before that company chose to change their sales structure, giving me a forced opportunity to see what other options were out there. But prior to my years at that previous company, I was in the corporate advertising world where I had a successful 10-year career at one of the largest advertising sales companies in New York City. And I have always loved all things marketing, how to elevate a brand and grow brand awareness. But what I didn't love in that career was working for a big corporation who set my hours, my goals, my earning potential. And it really was this industry that changed the way that I looked at everything. It taught me the power of networking, what it could look like to partner with a brand that I chose to align with, opposed to working for a brand that hired me. I'm so grateful to Shaklee for their commitment to this channel because I know how powerful it can be. And I love this collective mission to help people and how making healthy happen is so much more than a trend, but truly a lifestyle for multiple generations. What other industry gives regular people the opportunity to grow within a brand and leverage so much that they provide for us? I believe from my background and from what I've seen with so many brands, both in and outside of this industry, is that marketing is everything. You can have the most incredible product or the most compelling mission, but if people don't know what you're offering, they can never decide if they want to be a part of it. So when I first learned about Shaklee, I did not know all of the impressive statistics that Roger talked about earlier. I didn't know that Dr. Shaklee was the creator of the multivitamin, how the first plant-based protein was invented here, how many Olympic athletes have been powered by Shaklee products, and how Shaklee products have been on every NASA space mission to rehydrate the astronauts. All of this is so impressive amongst so many other things. So why have I never had this company on my radar? Because no one in my network was talking about it, which creates an incredible opportunity for both me and for you. This company aligns with my core values, and I know how my network receives information at this moment. Yes, they are being influenced by people they do not know or necessarily trust on social media, by celebrities and influencers and podcasts. But that is shifting because there's so many people selling so many different things that this message is getting diluted and it can be confusing. And when people are confused, they don't do anything. The thing I love most about Shaklee is that this is a brand that checks a lot of different boxes for a lot of different people. Skincare, supplements, protein, collagen, performance, home products, the list goes on and on. But they all have the same cohesive message. And what I'm learning is that our retention with our loyal Shaklee customers is extraordinarily high. This is a brand that once people fall in love with, it becomes part of their home and part of the way they live their life that's backed by 68 years of credibility. Now, I can't take credit for this analogy, but someone recently compared the energy around Shaklee to the brand Stanley. What Stanley has done in recent years in terms of marketing is absolutely brilliant. If you have a teen daughter, you know how crazy people have gotten over their Stanleys. But what you probably didn't know that I didn't know is that Stanley's been around since 1913. The company is over 100 years old. And it took somebody to think this oversized cup was cool, who told another person, who told another person, and this phenomenon happened where hundreds of thousands of people were rushing to the store to buy this cup that wasn't necessarily even new. It just all of a sudden was relevant and started being marketed to a different target audience, and it worked. Could you imagine being that person who introduced the Stanley to your network and were able to earn a commission every time someone purchased one? That is exactly how I feel about this ageless movement with Shaklee. It is more relevant than ever to want to live better longer. It is more relevant than ever to focus on preventative healthcare and prioritizing natural ways to stay healthy so that you aren't forced to treat a sickness. It is more relevant than ever to want to be part of a community because the people you surround yourself matters. It impacts what you talk about, what you eat, what you do. And a company focused on being better and healthier and stronger, that is something that I knew I wanted to be a part of. A community helps people stay accountable to their goals, whether those are business goals or health goals. It's a proven fact. And what I love about Shaklee is that we take community marketing to another level. Because if I'm feeling good and share which products are making me feel good, and then a friend or a family member or a random person I meet can feel better too, that is fulfilling work. And like I said earlier, I had a forced opportunity, very much like Allie, to make a career shift. But before I even learned about what Shaklee had to offer, I knew I wanted to be in the health and wellness space because this is what all of my friends are talking about all the time. And not only that, but we are raising the next generation that's growing up reading labels and being very in tune to what they put in and on their bodies. And this next generation is unapologetic and committed to holding companies accountable for the ingredients being used. I believe that there is room for everyone to be successful at Shaklee. I know we can make a difference from both a financial perspective and keeping our people who we love healthier for longer with a company that is not new to this space, but one that's established and credible, who's popping into our networks at the exact right time that we need it. And I want to be the one who my network hears it from. So thank you for listening to my story. I'm going to pass it back over